These are the best heroes to play so far in patch 7.41. Hi, I'm Torlini, and I'm going to make this real quick and sloppy video before the 7.41b patch drops, because there are a lot of OP heroes to play right now. Well, Slark was pretty badass before last patch, and now he's kind of looking like he's here to stay. For some reason, the developers made his laning stage even easier. It used to be where if Slark had a bad lane, it was very hard to catch up, but nowadays we see a lot of Slark players just absolutely dominate their lane, or at least they come out comfortable enough to force fights with just the blade. His comfortable laning stage comes down to the fact that Slark's Saltwater Shiv was buffed in terms of regen and movement speed, still at level 1. So Slark no longer needs to commit more levels into it. That's almost the equivalent of a Ring of Health, where his first level of Saltwater Shiv gives 4 regen, where, Ring of Health is 4.5, and that lasts for 12 seconds. Now, the cooldown was also increased. You definitely can't get 2 stacks of the Saltwater Shiv now, but however, it's still very good at level 1, and now it's even better. Lifestealer right now is dominating the board, and developers made the hero even easier during the early game in terms of last hitting and laning. His base damage and damage at level 1 have been massively bumped up, with Feast now being a basic spell. You're reaching pretty high levels of damage much more quickly. This makes your laning vastly easier and lets Lifestealer grab his Radiance at an incredible time. What's more is Lifestealer's biggest problem, which is getting kited, is relatively easier to handle, right? A lot of range heroes like Drow Ranger have been nerfed, but also Lifestealer has had his movement speed buffed, and Rage now provides 18% movement speed bonus, and as well as the level 10 talent also gives you 20 movement speed. He's just annoying to deal with in fights because his Rage has a 6-second cooldown elapsed, with the fact that his Ag Scepter Infest upgrade has a 20-second cooldown plus increased range. So you're jumping into a fight, you're popping Rage and Phase Boost for maximum speed, uninterrupted by the way, all the while using Infest to escape being targeted when Rage comes off, and you're still dealing damage in a fight, on top of Radiance doing burn damage. Despite Misanthropy, Leshrac is looking pretty good for patch 7.41, and simply because of 2 factors. One, the Diabolic Edict duration was dropped from 8 seconds, and that's about 0.5 seconds more than the Misanthropy facet, but now Diabolic Edict works on towers, so it's a small nerf in terms of how fast you're dealing Diabolic Edict cure damage to your enemies, but you can now push down towers super fast. But what's more is pretty much the Bloodstone is back as a massive item for Leshrac. It's just absolutely disgusting. Yes, it costs a bit more than before, but the spell lifesteal has a scaling percentage of 60%, and the item has spell weakness aura, which causes all enemies in the 1200 AoE to take 12% more damage from spells. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Shiva's Guard is now significantly cheaper, which increases Leshrac's AoE on all his spells and auras, and gives Leshrac even more armor than before. Stay tuned for part 2.